This Icon podcast is hosted and sponsored by Sphere Rocket Virtual Assistants, a leading provider for your virtual assistants and outsourcing needs. Owned by one of the top-ranking EXP agents, Justin Nelson. Sphere Rocket VA provides a one-stop virtual staffing solution for business owners, and we specialize in helping business owners grow their business by leveraging through virtual assistants. Trusted by the top names in the real estate industry like Kyle Whistle, Andrew Franklin, John Kitchens, and many more. Get ready to up your success and we'll help you achieve your business goals. Book your free consultation at sphererocketva.com and find out how we can make your life easier.
Yes.
Well, Andrew, welcome to the Icon Podcast. I am your host, Gianna. Thanks for your patience and all these technical errors. Well, let's get started. Tell us about yourself. Who you from? Who are you? Where are you from? How did you get into real estate?
Yeah, so I grew up in upstate New York with my mom and dad. So a lot of people think of New York as like city, but we're a small town called Seneca Falls. A lot of people probably heard about it in history books. Big women's rights town. It's where like the conventions were, right? So all that stuff. So grew up there. My dad passed away when I was younger, so it was just me and my mom kind of just, toughing it out, me giving her like more and more gray hair growing up and just like being a bad kid. I was a bad kid basically until like I joined the Army at 19. Because I was failing miserably in college. Well, I wasn't really failing. I didn't go. So I don't consider that a fail. If you don't show up, you don't fail, right? You just kind of like...
Is that how it works?
Yeah, I mean, I just, I didn't really try. So, I mean, I like to think if I would have tried, I would have been successful there. But it wasn't for me. Joined the military, kind of did a 180.
Thank you for your service, I think.
Yeah.
Even though it was...
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. I appreciate you joining it, even though you phrase it like you're like, well, I had nothing else to do.
Yeah, well, that's funny that you bring that up. I wasn't patriotic growing up. I wasn't patriotic until I actually like got in the military, got around other people that were, and it kind of like brought the inner beast out in me, right? Mm-hmm. So did the Army for like almost 10 years. So deployed 6 times, Iraq, Afghanistan. I was just going back-to-back trainings and doing deployments, and I just got burned out. So I was getting out, and as I was getting out, I was going through like I had some real estate investments that were upside down, and then my network marketing company that we were building together with some of my friends and I, they stopped paying us. So like all like these sequence of events were happening. So I was like, you know what? I got out, went back to college for a little bit. I got like 90 credits, right? And 30 credits away. And then I was in business calculus, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, this is freaking stupid. Why do I need to know to the 20th derivative? Like there's no reason for
Andrew,
me.
If it makes you feel better, I passed that class by the skin of my teeth. I had to beg my professor to let me redo one of my lowest exams. And I passed that class with a 70.006.
It's stupid. It's the stupidest
so
class.
Stupid.
I was like, all right. After that, I was like, I'm done. I don't care if I'm poor right now. Yeah, I'm like, I don't care if I'm poor. I'm going to figure it out. So I got a government job, which brought me out to Colorado from Florida.
Okay.
And so
we're in Colorado.
Colorado Springs.
Okay, I'm from Pueblo. So
okay. Nice.
Yeah. So were you in, like, was it government job as far as like military, Fort Carson area?
Yes. Okay. I worked on Fort Carson, for 10 Special Forces Group. And so I was back into like the special operations community, working with my buddies, people that like kind of I can relate to. And then my buddy, I just got sick and tired of the government work again, right? So even though they were paying me really well and I didn't have to work that much, the job was really great, but something was missing. So my buddy Jay Nelson hit me up and was like, hey, are you ready to get your real estate license? And he had been bugging me for years. So I got my real estate license in November 1st, 2018. So here I am now.
Awesome. So obviously Jay Nelson was like, hey, get your real estate license. He's with EXP. So was your first brokerage EXP, or what's the story there?
Yeah. So I've never been with any other brokerage. I've been only here. Started here as a brand new agent. I was very fortunate that I got a really great mentor. And now, hopefully Tim watches this and he gets a laugh out of it. But now in some cases, the mentor is now the mentee. So I've helped him like kind of set up teams and systems and gone over stuff with him. So it's, I'm very fortunate. He walked me through my first transaction. I probably couldn't have had a better local mentor than him. So super grateful for that. And so then I did 22 sides my first year. Then the second year, 67. So my first year I made $112,000 in real estate, right? On top of almost $100,000 with the government. So I was clawing myself out of debt. I was like, by like 2019 midway, I was like debt free. And I was like, man, this is freaking awesome. So cars, house, like everything was paid off. I'm like, shoot.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And before I was $200,000 in debt. So I was like, man, to get myself out of that plus more, I'm like super excited. But my first year I put $70,000 back into my real estate business. So out of 112, whatever that comes out to be. And then I grew it to 400,000 the next year. So first year, 112, next year, 400. And then third year, around 500. And then now this year will be probably more than that. But yeah, that's my history.
That's awesome, Andrew. Yeah, cool background. In Nashville, when people are born and raised here, we call them unicorns because they're so rare here. So it's like you're like a unicorn with it being your first and only brokerage. So that's pretty cool. Because a lot of people are like, man, I wish I had EXP sooner. So you're one of the lucky few. And speaking of which, you're over at EXP. What is something you love about it, or maybe didn't expect when you were first coming on board that you use often or really enjoy about the brokerage?
Yeah, so I think it's the collaboration for me. Like it's the people, the people that I've been able to like, rub shoulders with, break bread with, reach out to for mentorship. Everybody from, the top down, right, have always answered my phone calls, got back to me, text, call, email, like even on like the revenue share building, stock questions, system processes for like the brokerage and team stuff. And just me just being, because, sometimes I'm like, I'm an only child. So sometimes I have only child syndrome and I'm like, okay, this is bull crap and I want to fix like now. Right. And they're like, all right, well, that's not how this works, but here, let's talk about this. And they've always been willing to just sit in a room with me or get on the phone with me and just kind of like work through processes and systems. Cause I'm still learning. Right. So I don't know what I don't know. I'm like not even 4 years into the business, have a mega icon team. We're in 3 states plus building our revenue share. So there's a ton of stuff I just don't know, or I don't understand like how they understand it. So the collaboration and the mentorship, has been really, really helpful.
Absolutely. That collaboration is really just what sets EXP apart from many other brokerages. And Andrew, before we dive into all things Icon Award, let's talk about you, work-life balance. How do you draw the line between work and play or scheduling, or how do you avoid letting this industry pretty much swallow you alive?
Yeah. So I don't believe when you're building something, I don't give a crap what career it is. If you're building something from nothing, there's sacrifices are going to happen. Sacrifices with your social life, sacrifices with your family, sacrifices with birthdays, whatever it is, things are going to take a hit. So if you're going to get into this and have like really big goals and dreams and think you're just going to lollygag and spend 50% time with your family and 50% time on you and your business, sadly you're delusional. So but now that we have a little bit more systems and processes in place, I have a little bit more free time. But I've kind of taken this week a little bit because I got back from vacation about a week ago. So I'm taking this time, kind of rebooting, and then go time starts again tomorrow. Like balls to the wall, like no vacations, sacrificing time with my daughter. Like it's about to happen because we're building a mortgage company, some partnerships there, about to build a title company. and it's going to involve everybody, right? So like me taking 2-week vacations in Europe ain't going to freaking happen until this thing is up and running. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I totally get that. But I did a podcast yesterday with this agent named Zach, and he kind of left it on a note of your younger wolf has to prepare for your older wolf, right? And so that's a lot of what you're doing right now, sacrificing things right now so that in the future you benefit so much more off of the hard work that you put in as a young wolf, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And then Andrew, let's talk all things Icon. So you're out of the Colorado market, right? You're selling there? Are you dual or just Florida?
Yeah, so we have a team in Colorado, Massachusetts, and Florida.
Wow. Okay, cool. So with that team structure, about how many houses do you have to sell to cap, or what's the average home price look like for you? What's the process to hit your production for iconing?
Well, so this is what I'm a very basic math guy, right? Like screw business calculus. Like we were talking, like none of that matters, right? So what I've always said was at 2.7 million at a 3% commission and average price point of 300,000, you'll cap.
Yeah.
Right. So it's about 9 deals, right? So 9 deals at 300,000 at 3% commission, best case scenario, you cap. So then you just have to focus on the 20 units. And when I say a unit, right, you can get a unit from a 25% commission, that's 25% of a unit. You can take 50% of the commission. So it's tough as a team lead, the mega team lead. It's tough for me because on a lot of deals, I have partners, right? So it's not just me leading the charge. So the goal is to get all the leadership to Icon, right? Because they all put in the work, right? And there's sometimes that we sacrifice pay to build this thing, right? But we still need rewards and we still need pat on the back. So the goal is to get everybody to Icon. So on a lot of deals, I only take 5% commission off those deals, and then they take the other amount to help them get to Icon. And then that's how we pay ourselves through the account and all that. That's a different conversation. So sometimes it'll take me, 2 months now, and sometimes it may take me 8 months, right? It all depends on the flow of the team. Now our team is doing about 25 to 35 transactions a month. So, which, I would like to be up at like 50 or 60, but just throwing some goals out there in the universe. So, but
you've got accountability now. You said it on a podcast.
Yeah. I mean, so I know that kind of didn't answer your question directly, but it just looks a little bit different when you have a team and then like you have partners and structuring, you're trying to pay team leaders and partner. It's a little bit different now, but whether I get there in a month or I get there in 12 months, as long like my cap with EXP as the mega icon is 56K, right? So my goal is to not have to pay 56K to EXP.
Okay.
Right.
Good goal.
So as long as our agents are having fun making money, whether I hit icon first month or 12th month, I'm good.
Okay. Yeah, no, that totally makes sense. It's a good goal. It's a good structure you've got there. And Andrew, it's more than just the production when it comes to icon. I've got the hiccups. I'm so sorry. It's more than just production when it comes to iconing. It's also that cultural commitment, right? So giving back to EXP, you touched on how much you love the collaboration here. So what is your cultural commitment and why do you choose that?
Yeah. So at first I did the certified mentor, but then our team we were bringing on a ton of new agents to our team. And I'm like, man, unless you're like on our team, I can't really give you 100% because I only have so much bandwidth, right? So, all right. So then I was like, okay, well, I'll just do the panels or I'll teach a class or I'll do something, whatever. So right now I'm doing the panels, the iConversations, which is very cool. So I've got to moderate one, which I walked away with a ton of notes. And then also, I mean, just to be in a room with people that are selling like tens of millions of dollars of homes. And I'm just like over here, like happy if we sell like $500,000 to $1 million, So, and then them just talking about their social media, it's like insane. So I'm super grateful for that. So if anybody ever wants me to moderate anything for them, let me know, because I'll just take all the notes. And then also I've been part of a panel where, that I'm on the opposite side and they're asking me questions and stuff like that. So that's my cultural commitment. And then if they need me to do anything else, sorry, I thought the window popped up or popped out. But if you want me to do anything else, I'm always open to do it. So.
Awesome. And then, Andrew, when it comes to iconing, you get a lot of benefits. It's more than just a trophy like you get at other brokerages. It is cap back in stock. It's, the opportunity to go to EXP Con and shareholders. You do get a big glass shiny trophy, but there's monetary value behind it. And not to mention, it's easy to catch referrals with that title, that status. So what's your favorite part about iconing? Why do you set that on your list of goals to do every single year? Because again, it's more than just production. You've got to give back to EXP. It takes a lot of effort to do that. So why? What's your why?
Yeah. So, I mean, I always strive to be the best, right? And am I the best at everything? No, but if the goal is always there, then I always have something to go for, right? So when I joined EXP, I'm like, all right, what do I got to do? Okay, get to Icon, right? Boom. So I missed it by a couple my first year, which I was so pissed off. But it's okay. Like, it's in the past, but I would have been a 4-time Icon in 4 years. That's why I'm like, I'm very competitive, right? Mm-hmm. And I knew that if I wanted to be looked at as one of the top agents in the company or in my market or anywhere, like when I'm having conversations with an agent that's either not with EXP or with EXP, and I can share what I've done, right, in a condensed amount of time, because I'm like, we have all these great people that have done this, have done what we are kind of doing in like 15 to 20 years. I'm like, shoot, we're doing it in 4. That's an amazing story to share with somebody that's like maybe not sure or struggling or something like that. Like, I'm not anything special. So I knew that the icon part was to get me in the room and to get me in the room with the top people in the company, let my voice be heard, right? And then also it's kind of like a flex too sometimes when you're talking to people, because I'm not saying this is how it should be, but this is how it is. Mm-hmm. People are always like, well, how many houses did you sell? What's your status? And I'm like, okay, well, we're going to do this. We're going to play this game, blah, blah, blah. Okay, let me do this with you. And then I jump in the circle with them, and now we have like a chest bumping competition and making sure like they're willing to listen to me and I'm willing to listen to them type deal. So I just wanted to get to the top.
Okay, that's a great why. And Andrew, for somebody that's so driven and you want to get to the top, say that somebody that just came over to EXP, whether they're a rookie or they've been in the game for a while, they kind of have the same mindset as you. They want an icon in their first year. You said you missed it by just a couple transactions. So what's some advice for them? Some big mistakes to avoid or daily goals to set out on? You don't have to hit both of those, just trying to kind of spark ideas for you to talk on.
No, it's all good. I think I can hit all those. So what I would do is I would work on your calendar the night before, and I would set a plan make sure that you have a plan going forward every day. Don't do it the day of, do it the night before, and say, okay, from 9 to 11 or 8 to 10, I'm going to make phone calls, and I'm going to call my sphere. I'm going to use RedX, or I'm going to use some form of dialer. Hit me up if you want a RedX account. I can hook you up. But I'm a RedX ambassador. So I always drop it in there. And our team uses it. We have 2 lines. So I would set a plan the night before. Okay, what does it look like? What is my day? Okay, I'm going to work out, or I'm going to get my daughter ready for, this is my day. I'm going to get my daughter ready for school. Then I'm going to go work out. While I work out, I'm going to listen to some type of personal development or some type of and then also music. So when I work out, I listen to music. When I'm in the sauna, I listen to a book. So then I go in there, I do that. And then I kind of start working, but I start off work slow there because I like to get through my workout. And then I would come home and I would start your phone calls, and I would just jump on the phone, boom, depending on the time. And just, 1 to 2 hours daily, I would jump on the phone. And if you don't have any listings or open houses, then I would find people in your brokerage that do, right? Because with EXP, we're all one brokerage. As long as we give people respect and say, hey, do you mind if I promote your listing or stuff like that, or open house? Can I do an open house? We're allowed to. That's the great thing about being one franchise. So I would find people that have open houses and stuff like that. And I'd be like, or close. And I'd be like, hey, can I market your listing or just sold, blah, 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 and give you guys the credit. Yeah. And then I would just call people and be like, hey, this is Andrew Vose with EXP Realty. Just want to let you know our broker just sold a house in your neighborhood at 123 Banana Street. It went for $50,000 over, and just want to see if there's anything in the world I could do for it. And I would just do that. Boom, boom, boom. All right, for 1 to 2 hours a day. And then I would print off flyers, and I would just pick 1 or 2 neighborhoods, and I would just consistently go drop flyers and have conversations with your neighbors or the people in those neighborhoods. And I would do that over and over again until people knew who I was. And then I would make phone calls again, 1 to 2 hours in the afternoon, because you got to understand, you got to catch people before they're merged in work, or right before they emerge themselves back in with their family. Because once they're within their family, guess what? A wall is going to go up, and they're going to be like, I don't want to freaking talk to you. You're impeding on my time, right? And I'm like, okay. So I would do that, and then I would just repeat, and I would just keep doing that over and over and over again. I would jump into workplace. I would get in all the referral groups. I would make friends with everybody in all major cities. I would go to Chicago, New York, Florida, cities in Florida, Destin, Pensacola, Tampa. And I would find referral partners, and I would look on the workplace chat, and I would say, okay, somebody in Tampa is looking for a referral. Well, I just had a great conversation with a guy named Pete out there. Let me tag Pete, and then let me call Pete or text Pete and be like, hey, Pete, there's a referral for you. And I would just do that over and over again. And then those people are going to start tagging you, right? And I would get everybody in your revenue share, or anybody that brought you into EXP, I would get them to tag you as well, because you don't have to be an Icon agent to work the referral network. I worked the referral network for 2 years when I first got started, nonstop. Most of my business came from that, personal referrals, or I bought leads through Zillow. Because with my expendable money. So I would do everything you can to just get your name out there over and over again. But I think it all starts with, building your schedule out and have realistic expectations. When I say realistic expectations, I don't mean set your goals so low that you hit them within your first month. That's weak. You shouldn't do that. You should set goals that are realistic, but seem a little bit out there to help you strive to get somewhere. Right? Because if you hit your goals too quick, then you're kind of like, it's like a limiting belief you have in yourself. So that's what I would do. I would start with daily stuff, building out your schedule, and then just freaking do something. Say hi to people. Open your mouth, right? So sorry.
Yes, no, absolutely. No, you touched on some awesome points. And that being said, Andrew, I would love to know, like, with that mindset and stuff like that, and, really taking advantage of the structure that it offers, were you ever skeptical of EXP when it was first introduced to you? No, but a lot of people are skeptical of it, right?
Well, they're skeptical because they listen to their mom, dad, brother, their broker that hasn't done anything in 20 years. They listen to all these people that don't know anything, or they've chose to shut their brain off to new opportunities, right? How does a parachute work best?
Probably when open.
Probably open, right? So if your brain or your mind is closed to other opportunities, guess what you're going to do? You're going to instantly have a negative outlook on anything that's going to be brought to you. I listen to everything. I've been approached by other brokerages, other brokers, and what I do is I listen to everything. I explore everything. And guess what? I'm still freaking here. I've been offered money to go. I've been offered great opportunities. And where am I at? I'm still here because, I'm never going to not listen to somebody, because that's a terrible business decision. Because what happens if there is something better out there for my family, right? And I chose not to listen to it. But that's what I'm saying to people is these these people from the other brokerages, they are freaking brainwashed. And I think that they I don't know, they've been being told that they're going to get stock for the past 2 years and nothing has happened.
Right.
And people are like, oh, we're getting stock. No, you're not, dude. No, that came and gone with 2 other CEOs that have already left. Right. So people they don't know what they don't know. And they get so fixated on the dollars, the pennies that they're saving at their current brokerage, that they're not willing to go make thousands somewhere else. So
yeah, no, you're 100% right, Andrew. And, closed mind, brainwashed, you're not wrong. And so to somebody that's maybe had a little bit of an awakening, or they're finally like, okay, maybe I should consider EXP. The agents are doing good over there. There's 83,000 agents and counting. Something's got to be going right there. What would you say to them to kind of nip them in the butt to finally make that jump, cut the cord, take that risk? Because with high risk comes high reward.
Yeah. So what I would do is just shut this off immediately and go contact the person that showed you EXP, or contact somebody that you think is going to get you to where you want to be. Your goals for real estate, your goals for retirement, your exit strategy, whatever that is, whoever's going to get you to the goals. It may not be the first person that showed you, because the first person that showed me EXP, I did not sign up with. And it's not because I don't like her. I think she's an amazing individual. It's because I didn't think in my brain that she was going to get me to where I want to be. And I made the best decision by going with who I want. So, but if the person that showed it to you first is that person, go talk to them immediately. Have a serious conversation. Have them break down with them or somebody else who brought them in, and break down the numbers side by side. And if you're a team, EXP has people that you'll build out your chart of fees you're paying, caps, splits, and all that, and they'll break down the numbers with you penny by penny to show you how you and your agents will be making more over here.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And dive into the resources you have at EXP. Go straight to the source. Quit listening to your brokerage. Do your own research. I think you will find that you're going to get the answers that you are looking for, and you can decide for yourself if EXP is right for you. Yep. And Andrew, those are all the questions I have today. Is there anything that you'd like to leave the listeners with as we wrap it up?
No, I think I'm good. Come to EXP, whether you just get over to EXP. It's fun. We're having a great time. I mean, there's a bazillion events every year put on by revenue share groups, put on by EXP. Everybody, we're just having fun. So hopefully everybody will come to Mexico in March.
Yeah. Are you going to EXP Con?
Yeah. I just haven't. Yeah. I'll be there.
You haven't booked it. That's okay. Well, Andrew, awesome episode. We're coming up on 30 minutes. I will plan on seeing you in Vegas, and don't be a stranger. Reach out if you need anything.
Yeah. Let's do this. See you soon.
Awesome. Thanks, Andrew. Bye.
Yep. Bye.
This Icon podcast is hosted and sponsored by Sphere Rocket Virtual Assistants, a leading provider for your virtual assistants and outsourcing needs. Owned by one of the top-ranking EXP agents, Justin Nelson. Sphere Rocket VA provides a one-stop virtual staffing solution for business owners, and we specialize in helping business owners grow their business by leveraging through virtual assistants. Trusted by the top names in the real estate industry like Kyle Whistle, Andrew Franklin, John Kitchens, and many more. Get ready to up your success, and we'll help you achieve your business goals. Book your free consultation at SphereRocketVA.com and find out how we can make your life easier.